DMK is opposing Citizenship Amendment Act in top court. In the DMK affidavit, it says CAA is against the secular fabric of the country. It's anti-Tamil. It misses out Tamil refugees from Lanka. India today has accessed Anti-Citizenship Amendment Act affidavit in court, in which the DMK has clearly said the act is against Sri Lankan Tamils. Anisha Mathur is getting us more details on that story, joining us from New Delhi. Anisha, tell us more about the DMK's plea in court, in which it clearly talks about the manner in which Sri Lankan Tamilians are going to be secluded or excluded.
Well, yes, Neha, the affidavit that has been filed by the DMK. Now, remember, this anti-CAA petitions, more than 200 of them are going to be heard on the 6th of December. And before the hearing, the DMK has filed this detailed affidavit. It raises four main contentions. One, that the CAA is arbitrarily discriminatory, since it has introduced a whole new system or criteria for citizenship, which is based on religion. Secondly, it questions why only 3 religions from 6 countries have been recognized for this speeded up citizenship process. Thirdly, and more importantly, for the DMK, they have raised the issue of Sri Lankan Tamils who've been waiting for naturalization and citizenship in India for the last several decades, despite an agreement between the Indian government and the Sri Lankan government. And fourthly, they have questioned why these Sri Lankan Tamils have not also been included, especially since Sri Lanka also has a recognized state religion. So on these 4 grounds, they have opposed the Citizenship Amendment Act, calling it arbitrary and against the constitutional provisions of the Indian Constitution. They have also said that this is also an attack on the secular fabric of India. We'll have to wait and see how this plays out when the petitions are heard before the Supreme Court. But politically, at least, the DMK making its stance clear, saying that the CAA is arbitrary, affects the secular fabric of the country, and for the DMK is also discriminating against the Sri Lankan Tamils who've been waiting for citizenship in India.
All right, be with us, Nisha. I'm coming back to you in a moment from now. DMK Sarvanan is joining us. Thank you for your time. I want to ask you the timing of this. You are opposing this in court right now. Take us through why the party decided to file this affidavit after so many months, or rather weeks also together, given that the Citizenship Amendment Act isn't really new.
See, it's not about the timing, it is about the content. The Citizenship Amendment Act is definitely tries to erode the secular fabric, and it is discriminatory when it comes to Sri Lankan Tamils. Sri Lankan Tamils who have been persecuted. They are a persecuted minority in Sri Lanka. They have come here. If CAA is for persecuted minorities belonging to a particular community, what is stopping the union government to give citizenship status to Sri Lankan Tamils? That has been one of their prime demands. From 1983, these refugees have come into the state of Tamil Nadu. Almost 3 lakh refugees are there until 2010. And you are trying to ignore a totally underrepresented and most vulnerable section. So that is why we have pointed out how CAA is against. We opposed this in the parliament. We have been opposing this. So that is the reason why we are saying that CAA is not a secular thing.
Be with us, Mr. Sarvanan. Also, Narayan Tirupati of the BJP is now joining us. Narayan Tirupati, your thoughts on the DMK's affidavit in court, talking about the fact that there are Tamilian refugees from Sri Lanka. What about them? Why is the Citizenship Amendment Act leaving them out?
See, first of all, the DMK doesn't know what is CAA. That's the main problem. They have not understood the concept of CAA. It has come out of this Nehru-Liaquat Ali Khan Pact, which the DMK, because they don't know about Indian history, that is the problem. So, we need to understand as to why the CAA has come and why the Pakistan, Afghanistan thing is mentioned. So, if let them go to court, what is that? There is no problem, because many people have gone, and again they will get a sorry figure in front of the court. As far as the Sri Lankan refugees are concerned, way back in 1960s, Lal Bahadur Shastri Sirimavo Pact, so many thousands of people from Sri Lanka, we have given refugee status in India. But we need to understand what is the difference between the Nehru-Liaquat Ali Khan Pact and whatever the DMK is trying to quote now regarding Sri Lankan refugees.
All right, I'm going to thank you for the moment. Narayan Tirupati of the BJP and A. Sarvanand of DMK. Well, their affidavit is in court in which the DMK says that Citizenship Amendment Act is anti-Tamil.